You notice a little bit of that glisten there on the snow? That's the ice that's been falling. So this is going to make road conditions deteriorate, and it is going to be tough out there, like you've been saying, all morning long. It actually looks like it's to the south of Hiltonia at the moment, going to continue to kind of follow right up 301 and then head towards that Georgia-South Carolina border. Tracking out the tropics, we do have one area of interest for you. You notice it's an area of broad low pressure right here over the Yucatan Peninsula. Some slow development is possible. It's got a 40% chance of development over the next couple of days. We are seeing some storms developing just across the water now. You can see they're making the final preparations for the opening ceremonies. We've got the Marines here, but we also do have what looks like a little bit of an inflow, and kind of, if you can pan up and see it, it looks like it's rotating just a little bit. This is the back half of this storm. It seems to be kind of filling in now. Savannah Hilton Head International Airport had a wind gust of 47 miles an hour. So what the National Weather Service has said is this severe thunderstorm warning storm has wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. And so that's exactly what we're seeing. If we get that freezing rain before we see more of that widespread snow, the snow totals east of I-95 are probably going to be a bit lower than areas west of I-95, where they're going to consistently see snow throughout Tuesday into Wednesday. We've got that cold weather advisory out this morning. Layers are going to be essential for you, your kids, really anybody that is going to be heading out today, going to need to layer up, because we've got these frigid temperatures. Keeping a close eye on Aaron's path right now, the models are fairly consistent. It's going to stay north of Puerto Rico as well as the northern Leeward Islands. We could have a couple of some downpours associated with these storms as well. And then right around dinner time, that's when we'll see the heaviest amount of rain. Futurecast showing north of I-16 and west of I-95, seeing some of those heaviest downpours. So Statesboro, Springfield, even into Hampton County, going to be seeing that heavy rain. Let's talk about what happens when these storms get pretty close. You can see one of the impacts of the Fujiwara effect would be them rotating around each other or a common point. But this area of high pressure in the Atlantic, if it gets a little bit stronger, then Aaron would move a little bit closer to the coast. If it's a little bit on the weaker side, well, then Aaron would kind of slingshot around that area of high pressure, and it wouldn't get that close to the East Coast, and we would just be dealing with possibly some elevated rip current risk. You may be wondering, how is this going to affect me in Southeast Georgia and the Low Country? Well, I can tell you, we are not under the tropical storm watch. It does include Charleston, and Myrtle Beach is under a tropical storm warning, but here along our coast, we are not under those warnings, although we are under a high rip current risk for today. Absolutely, Greg. A little bit on the cooler side. Temperatures are in the 50s and the 60s right now. We didn't really get as warm as we should have today because we didn't see as much sunshine. We saw a lot of that cloud cover, and that's sticking around as we head into these evening hours. And going into tonight, those clouds should clear. But right now, it's 58 degrees. Winds are moving out of the west about 12 miles an hour. It was a bit of a breezy afternoon. We saw wind gusts 20 to 25 miles an hour. Right now, those temperatures are in the 50s and the 60s across the area. And like I mentioned, we do have that cloud cover that is sticking with us as we go into later tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Those clouds, they will clear, and we will definitely need those extra layers out the door tomorrow morning, because temperatures are going to drop into the low 40s tonight. You see the lows: Statesboro 42, 44 for Savannah, 45 for Bluffton, and 49 for Hilton Head Island. So definitely a cooler night for us, a brisk start to your Halloween. And then as we go into the afternoon, our forecasted high tomorrow is going to be 68 degrees. That is below our average for this time of year, which is about 74. Now, the last 3 Halloweens, we've been in the 80s, so definitely comfortable the last couple of years. Now, for this forecast, as we go into tomorrow evening, you're definitely going to want to add those extra layers, because that sunset happens right after 6:30, and those temperatures are going to drop quickly. So for all those kiddos, make sure they have the extra layers under the costume. And then as we go into the rest of the weekend, we're going to continue to see those cooler conditions. Saturday, we'll see a lot of sunshine. Temperatures going to stay under that 70-degree mark. Sunday, we will see a little bit more of that cloud cover, but temperatures will be in those low 70s. Now, another thing that's happening this weekend is it is time to fall back. Daylight saving time, it is ending, and so you want to make sure you set your clocks back an hour Saturday night before you go to bed, because once we go into Sunday, that sunrise is going to happen at 6:42 in the morning. Sunset's going to be at just after 5:30. So definitely those earlier sunsets, and we will see those shorter days as we get closer and closer to the winter solstice. Now, looking at your 10-day forecast, once we go into next week, we will see a slight chance for a few spotty showers on Monday, Tuesday for Election Day. Beautiful weather. Temperatures getting back into the low 70s. We will continue to see a lot of sunshine as we head through the end of the week. And then for your following weekend, starting out with a little bit of that rain in the forecast, just about a 20% chance for those showers next Saturday. And for the 10-day forecast for the coastline, we've got similar conditions. Cooler weather, especially in the mornings. You notice we'll be in the 40s for tomorrow morning and for Saturday morning. Even Saturday morning, we could see some spots a little bit further west get into the 30s. So you definitely want to grab that jacket out of the closet. Bring it out. You're going to need it for the next couple of mornings. And then as we go into next week, we will be seeing those temperatures back in the upper 60s and the low 70s out on the coastline. Again, Tuesday for Election Day, looks like the conditions will be beautiful, and then we'll gradually warm up as we head towards the following weekend.
This is one of the many ways that we try and make the ecosystem a little better and make the fishing a little better.
2 truckloads of concrete pyramids are now a part of a new purpose, creating artificial reefs that will help encourage marine life and more areas for various kinds of fish species to thrive off the Wilmington River. This comes after a year of planning between SRM Concrete and the Coastal Conservation Association.
We have leftover concrete. We have to find things to do with it. We either recycle it into road base, or this is a much better option as far as I'm concerned, growing up in the Savannah area, to repurpose it into these molds.
At the Skidaway Institute of Oceanography,
we just need to make sure those straps are nice and even.
A skilled team loads the pyramids onto a crane and gets ready to transport the product to the drop site. Once these concrete pyramids get into the water, they're going to become new habitats for marine life.
A red drum will use this, speckled trout will get on this, flounder. People will be able to come out and fish these and catch all kinds of stuff on it.
The shape of the pyramids are unique, allowing fish and other animals to swim through the structure. And there's no risk of polluting the water with the concrete. It's an eco-friendly product.
Concrete's made of limestone. There's limestone naturally occurring everywhere. I mean, all you're doing is putting something that, if it breaks down, it's going to break down into sand.
This won't be the only concrete to become a new habitat, as both the conservation group and the concrete company plan future, more targeted concrete artificial reefs.
The goal with this is to make more of these size, but to also get them a smaller size mold and a bigger size mold.
It's something we'll continue to do. This isn't a one-time shot for us. We'll keep the molds and we'll keep it going, and we look to expand it to our other coastal communities.
Whether you live on the islands or 2 hours from the coast, if you visit the water's edge for fishing or boating, this project aims to expand the ecosystem underneath the waves. Reporting off Wausau Sound, Catherine Liberta, WJCL 22 News.